Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Show Park for tonight's varsity boys ice hockey matchup between the visiting Ontario Bay Storm and your West Genesee Wildcats. At this time, the West Genesee High School and West Genesee Athletic Department would like to recognize the class of 2026 senior hockey players. We appreciate the great contributions made by these young men to both our academic and athletic programs during their 4 years here at West Genesee. Their excellence both in the classroom, on the ice, and in the community have brought great honor to our school and to the community. Furthermore, we recognize the seniors for their loyalty, hard work, commitment to our hockey team and program. Seniors, you have represented your school, your community, and your family with admirably and class. We thank you for helping make West Genesee one of the premier academic and athletic programs in New York State. Congratulations to the seniors, class of 2026, and best wishes from the entire West Genesee families. We would now like to honor our seniors on the varsity hockey team, starting with team manager Benjamin Lynch. Ben this evening accompanied by his parents, Jeannie, and Tom, and his brother Nick, and his grandfather. Our next senior wearing number 8, Braden Carville. Braden this evening is escorted by his parents, Christina and Tim, and his brothers, Matthew and Nolan. Our next senior wearing number 16, Greg Wood. Greg this evening escorted by his parents, Mike and Dawn, and his sister, Hannah. Our next senior wearing number 19, Colby Reinhardt. Colby this evening escorted by his parents, Tom and Bree, and his sister, Brooklyn, and his brother, Jackson. Our next senior wearing number 20, Angelo Caruso. Angelo this evening escorted by his mom, Jessica, his sister, Anna, and his uncles, Andy and Jason. And Angelo this evening would like to honor his late father, Ange, who he knows proudly is watching from above. Our next senior wearing number 31, Donovan Whistle. Donovan this evening escorted by his parents, John and Francesca, and his sisters, Isabel and Flora. next two seniors wearing number 12, Riley, and number 14, Mason McAloon. Riley and Mason this evening escorted by their parents, Courtney and James, and their brother, Sawyer. Our next senior wearing number 4, Ryan Long. Ryan this evening escorted by his parents, Brian and Lisa, and his brothers, Nick and Thomas. And our last seniors this evening wearing number 7, Logan Waters. Logan this evening escorted by his parents, Josh and Christine. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your Wildcats senior class of 2026.
they have enough water, put them back in. Check the connector device. Is it too much voltage? If your headset works, you want me to just use that one? I brought mine, but I have an Audio Technica in it. It's a different model than this one. I couldn't get it to work for shit last time.
Check, check. All right. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2, 1. Echo, echo, echo. That's the best way to do this. There. I don't need much space. I just got to figure out where my space is. My mic live? Oh, I am? Excellent. All right, hockey fans from West Genesee and Ontario Bay. We are live here in Shove Park. I am the Dan Dallin, a positive influence, and it is my honor and pleasure to be broadcasting, providing play-by-play here on Aaron McLaughlin's channel on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. This could be the highest turnout of the year for YouTube viewers. Why? Why not? Just tell a friend that they want to. Number 19, Colby Reinhardt. Number 20, Angelo Caruso. And number 31, Donovan Whistle. All being honored here this evening on senior night for West Genesee. West Genesee comes into this evening with a league record of 6-1-1, overall record 13-4-1. That puts them in third place in Division I of Section 3. Ontario Bay coming in with a league record of 1-5 and an overall record 4-9-1, and that gives them enough points to be in 11th place out of 11 teams. But still proud to be playing hockey, and you never just know what's going to show up on the ice tonight. Will there be strategy? Will there be rolled lines? Will we have matchups? We got our starters over there ready, and we'll turn it over to the public address announcer for this evening's introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Shove Park for tonight's boys varsity ice hockey matchup between the visiting Ontario Bay Storm and your West Genesee Wildcats. Introducing tonight's starting lineup. First for the visiting Storm. At forward, a junior wearing number 8, James Law. At forward, a senior wearing number 15, Cameron Dolan. At forward, a sophomore wearing number 5, Caleb Robert. At defense, a senior wearing number 24, Dylan Van Brocklen. At defense, a sophomore wearing number 16, Corbin Willis. And in goal this evening for the Storm, a junior wearing number 31, Aiden Terry. The head coach of the Storm is Mr. Steve Olson and assisted by Callie O'Mara, Ryan Blevins, and John Terry. And now the starting lineup for your West Genesee Wildcats. At forward is senior wearing number 16, Greg Wood. At forward is senior wearing number 8, Braden Carvel. At forward is senior wearing number 19, Colby Reinhardt. At defense is senior wearing number 20, Angelo Caruso. At defense is senior wearing number 14, Mason McAloon. And in goal this evening for the Wildcats is senior wearing number 31, Donovan Whistle. Head coach of the Wildcats is Mr. Frank Calabufo and assisted by Bob Chattel, Brian Long, Jared Yeager, Sean Coakley, and Nicole Morgan. And officials for this evening contest are Mr. Jim Devereaux, Vince Christian, and Kyler Schilling. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise in honoring America and the men and women who have both served at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
And there we have the starting lineups for Ontario Bay. In case you couldn't hear it, on defense, number 24, Dylan Van Brocklen. On defense, number 16, Corbin Willis. On offense, number 5, Caleb Robert. On offense, number 8, James Law. On offense, number 15, Cameron Dallin. And in goal, number 31, Aiden Terry. On the ice to start for West Genesee Wildcats. On offense, number 16, Greg Wood. Number 8, Braden Carvel. And on offense, number 19, Colby Reinhardt. On defense, number 20, Angelo Caruso. And his pair, number 14, Mason McAloon. And in goal for the Wildcats this evening, Mr. number 31, Donovan Whistle. The refs are ready. The players are just about ready. Well, one ref is not quite ready. He's fixing the Ontario Bay net. Now he's all set. Whistle cleaning out his crease area, making it all nice and tidy. Officials observing the standard puck. 1 goalie, 2 goalie, let's play some hockey. Law and Carvel facing off. Law pulls his puck back. It's picked off, though, by Colby Reinhardt. He takes this into the corner, absorbs a check by Cameron Dallin, and Willis picks this puck up, sends this off the boards into the neutral zone, turned back by Angelo Caruso, picked up by Willis. He sends this up, and Caruso has it again. Caruso trying to send it out. Law breaks this in, goes over into the slot, has that puck poked away, and Mason McAloon able to clear that out into the neutral zone. Grabbed there by Dylan Van Brocklin. He does a spin around move, and that's an offside. Greg Wood couldn't play that puck cleanly, went for that second attempt and reached over the blue line where his teammate was already. That's an offside. Face-off conveniently placed at the offsides dot. His face-off won by West Jenny. Sammy Vormwald sums that puck in. It doesn't get very far. Turned back out. Connor DeMott picks this up, takes this, carries this into the corner. Getting their first break is Hunter Cole. Rips this around, picked up off the board. Sammy Vormwald. Vormwald is attacked by Connor LeDuc at the blue line. Puck sails away, held in, though, at the point by Harrison Walker. Fires that shot, save, rebound shot, another save. This comes back out for Walker. He fires this into the corner, going to work. Connor LeDuc for the Ontario Bay Storm now in the trapezoid with it. West Jenny loses that puck in the face-off circle, battle for it, and this one pops out. That got tipped by everybody, even the official. No icing. It's waved off as Harrison Walker comes in and gets hit by Ethan Potter. Hunter Cole, breakout pass, and somehow Sammy Vormwald loses his stick up in the air. Drifting back, picking this up for Ontario Bay, Andrew Gardner passes this over to LeDuc. LeDuc sends this in off the backboard, hits the side of the net, shuffled over by Whistle, picked up by Ryan Long. Long, breakout pass for Max Delport. Delport not able to get that in towards the goal. It's fired that way, though, by Matthew Schneid. Schneid leads the team in goals with 14. I believe he's the youngest of 3 brothers that have played hockey here for West Jenny. In my understanding, he's the best one. Certainly the only one on the ice right now. Schneid breaking into the O-zone, going into the corner. Centering pass, and that goes all the way across off the boards, picked up by Caruso. Caruso sends this back in. Nothing happening there. Puck pops out high, and this is sent out by Noah Hoteling. Icing waved off because Caruso could have gotten there if he wanted to. Angelo plays this behind his net. Hoteling skates away. Not sure why. He must be tired. Caruso fires this up off the boards. Able to hit J.J. McCarthy at the center line. McCarthy sends this up. Stopped by Dylan Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin able to pass this up to Gardner. And, oh no, sorry, that's Jackson Smith. Now that I saw his face, that's Jackson Smith all day long. Puck back the other way. West Jenny trying to send this in. And Chase Denman ran right into the side of Corbin Willis and went down and lost that puck. Puck's in the neutral zone. Jackson Smith reaching for it, trying to shove it past Greg Wood, not able to. Or not Wood, excuse me, Cam Testa. Puck sent all the way down and picked up by Cameron Bassler. Bassler in the trapezoid, and that puck is stuck on the backside of the net. We'll have a face-off in the Ontario Bay zone. After just over 3 minutes of play, we are scoreless here in the first period at Shove Park, home of the West Jenny Wildcats. Braden Carvel in to take the face-off. He pulls that puck back. Carvel back with it in the corner. Law tried to free it, and Basler got it free enough. Cameron Dallin takes this back behind the net. Dallin passes it up for Robert. Robert tips this out into the neutral zone. Law racing after it, but with it, Cam Testa. Law all over him, almost takes out Testa. Nice base by Cam Testa, and that puck goes up. Oh, I thought it hit the netting, and it did hit the netting. If I had a whistle, I would have blown it much quicker than that official, but I must be paying more attention. I'm actually watching the game. Face off to the left side of a Whistle. Donovan Whistle. Carvel and Law. Law pushes it on net, and it's shoved to the corner by Whistle. Picked up by Caleb Robert, Testa sends this back through the trapezoid. Colby Reinhardt going after it, as is Law. Puck comes up high. Van Brocklin fires this back in. On the far side, Hunter Briggs gets it, can't clear it out, fired, save made, and coming in for the rebound, Caleb Robert. And making sure he stays away from Whistle is Cam Testa. Nice pressure there by Ontario Bay. First line's coming off for Ontario Bay. Cameron Dallin going to the bench reluctantly. There's a face-off pushed forward by Connor DeMont. Sent all the way around, though, by West Jenny. And, another offsides. Parker Berg decided to play with the puck right at the blue line. That's a big mistake. One of his wingers on the far side of the ice crossed over before him. Logan DeWaters pulls this puck back, chasing after it Ryan Dalton. Keeping him honest, Stephen Wheeler. Wheeler able to get a piece of it. Coming over, Connor DeMont, backhand shot. Whistle with the save. Loose puck on the side, goes over the net. Comes up on the near side here. Parker Berg taking that puck down. Trying to get around Van Brocklin, but can't. Van Brocklin pokes that puck up ahead. It goes right to Mason McAloon. From his knee, Ryan Dalton gets this up to the blue line. Parker Berg takes this down with him, and falling down for no reason, Sebastian Guile. Seabass. When the ice is frozen, the Bass have a hard time swimming, I guess. Good to see Seabass out there, though. He's a freshman hitting the ice here in Shove Park. Must be turned for line 4. Matthew Schneid taking the faceoff for Ontario Bay against Law. Law pushes this ahead, held in at the point by Hunter Cole. Cole fires this into the backboards. In the corner, Schneid with it. Schneid circling around, Law peppering at him, trying to dislodge that puck, and he's able to. Schneid goes down, able to pass that puck up, and it's fired in, and it's a goal by J.J. McCarthy. Assisted by Matthew Schneid from the prone position. An impressive play by Matthew Schneid to get that puck out in front, giving J.J. McCarthy no choice but to shoot it and score. Time of the goal, 5:07. We'll wait and hear what the public address announcer officially has to say, as he's an off-ice official.
West Genesee goal scored by number 2, J.J. McCarthy. The assist on that goal to number 11, Matthew Schneid. That's McCarthy from Schneid. Time of the goal, 5:07.
And that West Jetty goal, again, as I said, scored by J.J. McCarthy, assisted by number 11, Matthew Schneid. Time of the goal, 5:07. West Jetty leads 1-0. Van Brocklin passes this up to Grant Harris. Harris into the middle, tries saucering this and does get it by Hunter Cole in the corner. Caleb Ramus stops up short so he doesn't get hurt. And now he gets thrown down to the ice. That's going to be a cross check on Hunter Cole. Or interference. Interference is what we're going with. And actually, I think it's on Liam Hoskins, or is it on Hunter Cole? It is on Hoskins. West Jenny penalty, number 25, Liam Hoskins. 2-minute minor for interference. Number 25, 2 minutes interference. Time of that minor penalty, 6:00. And it's an Ontario Bay power play. That shot tipped by DeMott and Caruso on the far side. Trying to get it out, and that does get kicked out by Matthew Schneid, and he dumps that puck in off the boards, played by Aiden Terry. Connor LeDuc picks this up for Ontario Bay, skating it out on the far side. Passes it up for James Law. Law squeezes by, challenged by J.J. McCarthy, sends this around by Caruso. DeMont comes over to make a play. Schneid passes this to a wide open Ryan Long. Long going in, cuts behind. Oh, it's an open ice check by Cameron Dallin that removes Long from the play. That puck brought up. Ethan Potter passes it up to Connor DeMott, touches it at the blue line. Now it's in the crease, and that's going to get covered up by Donovan Whistle. 1:10 remaining in the penalty against Liam Hoskins. 10:09 remaining in this opening period. Caleb Ramus taking the face-off against Max Delport. Delport wins the draw, pulls it back to Long. Long fires it behind an net for Carvel. Carvel loses it. Caleb Ramus there. That puck held in by Ethan Potter, sent in over the end line, picked up by Caruso, skates around to get by Caleb Robert. Carvel fires this up, gets this to Max Delport. Delport over the center line, trying to weave his way through. He's got 5 Obey players on him, and he's just trying to kill time. 40 seconds to go in the penalty kill for West Jenny. Skating up with this puck, Ethan Potter. Potter passes it off to Ramus. Ramus loses it to Harrison Walker. Walker puts this back into the neutral zone. Ramus sends this back to Potter. Ethan from this middle of his zone skates this up to the middle of the neutral zone. 20 seconds to go in the power play, and that puck is turned over. Walker carries this in. He gets checked by Van Brocklin. Caleb Robert pulls the puck away, skates it ahead through the trapezoid. 10 seconds to go in the player advantage for Ontario Bay. Caleb Robert loses that puck as he tries skating it by himself through the neutral zone. Puck picked up deep by Corbin Willis. Willis passes it up to Robert. Robert loses it, and the teams return to even strength. Logan DeWaters carries this puck into the offensive end. Centering pass, and that gets blocked, knocked aside by Corbin Willis. Couldn't see who it was. Willis brought that all the way down to turn it over to Walker. Walker puts it back into the neutral zone, picked up by Parker Berg. Berg in one-on-one, and it's a goal! Parker Berg! And I don't remember who passed it to Parker. I'll have to listen to the PA announcer to let me know. Face-off won by James Law, picked up though by Wes Jenny, and he fires it into the Obey bench. So that is a West Genesee goal scored by number 23, Parker Berg, assisted by number 10, Sammy Vormwald. Berg from Vormwald, 23 from 10. Time of the Wildcats' second goal of the game, 8:24 of the first period. This puck brought out by Logan DeWaters, loses it at the center line, picked up Connor DeMott, dumps that puck all the way down, stalled in the trapezoid by Whistle. Sent around on the far side. Sammy Vormwald able to get that out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Cameron Dallin. Dallin passes this back to his defense. That pass, I don't know if that was supposed to go to Jimmy or Dallin, but it went to the Wildcats. DeWaters trying to push that forward, and that gets tipped into the benches again. We'll have another face-off at center ice. 7:53 remaining in this opening period. 2-0. In favor of the Wildcats. Braden Carvel facing off against Noah Hoteling. Carvel takes this puck ahead, brings this to the slot. It gets poked away. Carvel chases after it into the corner. Corbin Willis there misses his check. Centering pass on net, and it is in. It's another goal for West Jetty. This one by Mason McAloon. I thought he was passing. Turns out it was a shot on goal and a shot in goal. Face-off won by Braden Carvel. He dumps that puck all the way down, goes into the trapezoid, picked up by Connor Leduc. Leduc drops it off behind him. The only person there, though, Colby Reinhardt. Reinhardt centering pass, and Greg Wood gets stopped. Coming out with that puck is Noah Verkstis. Verkstis trips over the blue line. And he landed funny. He's going to skate off and rest that leg of his. Ryan Dalton puts that puck back into the trapezoid. Connor LeDuc grabs it, sends it up to Grant Harris. Harris, no-look pass to Caleb Ramus. Ramus sends this up ahead and chases after it. Puck taken over by Chase Denon. Denman sends this down. Far corner. Liam Hoskins picks this up, sends this back for Denman. Denman in the corner now. Centering pass, and nobody able to get a stick on that. Chasing it down at the boards, Angelo Caruso. So West Genesee goal scored by number 14, Mason McAloon, assisted by number 8, Braden Carvel, from number 19, Colby Reinhardt. 14 from 8 from 19. Time of West Genesee's third goal of the game, 9:19 of the first period. And with just over 6 minutes to go, Aiden Terry freezes that puck for a face-off in the Ontario Bay zone. Face-off won by West Genesee. Dumped back in by Ryan Long. Played back in the trapezoid. Schneid back there. Chasing after that puck. Puck picked up by Dylan Van Brocklin, I believe. Hard to see. Oh, no, that was Connor DeMott. This puck collected Ryan Long. Long tried short passing it to Caruso. Went through his legs. Caruso had to cut back. Passes up into the neutral and comes right back. Swing and a miss, Angelo. He short passes. That's missed. And there's a shot taken by Ethan Potter. Save made by Whistle. Follow-up shot, Corbin Willis. Another save by Whistle. Rebound collected by Max Delport. He passes up to J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy into the O-zone. He goes down as he runs into Dylan Van Brocklin. West Jenny attacking from the other side. Puck goes in over the end line. Corbin Willis trying to get it out. Matthew Schneid, I think it's hit. Reaching back, picking that puck up. Hunter Cole cycling it in, and this puck is picked off by Ethan Potter, I mean. Oh, my goodness. That puck is cleared by West Jetty, picked up by Logan DeWaters. DeWaters has his pocket picked by Connor LeDuc. LeDuc coming through the middle, now on the far side. Harrison Walker coming to pinch him off, and does. Sammy Vormwald picks that puck up, sends it down. Ethan Potter collects it in his zone, rips this all the way down. It's almost a pass right to Hunter Cole. Hunter not able to play that puck, though. Retreats back to his zone to pick it up. Pass over to Harrison Walker. Walker carrying it up, feeds this to Logan DeWaters. DeWaters sends this off the boards, dumped in by Parker Berg. Back behind the net, DeWaters trying to play on it. Pass comes up to Dallin. Dallin fires it across to Caleb Robert. Robert sends this in around the net for Dallin to go to work in the corner with Cam Testa. Dallin comes away with it, and reaching and grabbing that puck, Logan DeWaters. DeWaters able to get it away from Cameron Dallin. DeWaters skates this out. Passes it over to his left side to Sammy Vormwald, who dumps that puck in behind the net. Puck taken away by Law, fires it around Caleb Robert, couldn't catch up to it, dumped back in by Hunter Briggs. Sammy Vormwald battling against Connor LeDuc. Puck goes on either side, now out in front, swept away. Caleb Robert, long pass across to Dallin. Dallin trying to sneak by Cam Testa. Dallin centering pass, and that pass is picked off by Braden Carvel. Chased after by Caleb Robert. Carvel's able to connect with Parker Berg. Berg dumps that puck in. Going back to pick it up, Dylan Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin sends it up on the near board, off the boards, picked up by Noah Verkstis. Verkstis fires us across to Caleb Robert. Robert into the O-zone, knocked back out by Cam Testa. Loose puck, Verkstis back into the O-zone. Oh, that was not a trip, almost a knee-on-knee by Ryan Dalton there. I thought he stuck his leg out personally, but maybe he didn't. It just could have been in stride. That was a bank pass from Hunter Briggs, which ends up being an icing since nobody was able to touch it. 3 minutes remaining in this opening period. West Genesee leads 3-0 over the Ontario Bay Storm. Braden Carvel taking a face-off against Noah Hoteling. Hoteling's got Verxis to his left and Grant Harris to his right. Puck trickles its way to Whistle and will do it again. On defense, Connor Leduc, number 4, and Andrew Gardner, number 28 for Ontario Bay. For West Genesee, 5 other guys. Ryan Dalton rips this around. Near side, Gardner able to send that back into the corner. Ryan Dalton picks it up, sends it behind the net for Braden Carvel. Braden passes up for Greg Wood. Wood in the neutral zone, cuts over to the middle, trying to get around Gardner, and Gardner gets his stick on the puck, and it's deflected into the netting. We'll have a face-off in the Ontario Bay zone. Fresh sets of legs coming out for both teams. Ontario Bay has their first line of Law, Dallin, and Robert. West Jenny has out there Tommy Stanton, Chase Denman, and Liam Hoskins on the forward line. On defense, Ryan Dalton and Mason McAloon. Puck comes to McAloon in the neutral zone. He gets hit by Law. Puck gets kicked by Caleb, and it goes right to McAloon. In the neutral zone, Ryan Dalton turns that over to James Law. Law into Robert. Robert shot. Oh! Save made by Donovan Whistle. Went through the 5-hole and just missed the post. Went on the outside. Dallin racing with that puck on the far side. Sends it up for the point. Leduc fires it. Gets deflected right off the skate of Tommy Stanton. And that's a clapper. That's held in by Corbin Willis, but comes out with James Law. Law fires this back into the corner, tried passing it to the referee, but that official did not bring his stick with him. He holds that for men's league. This puck, nice pass out to Chase Denman at the center line. Denman turns this over. Caleb Ramus passes this ahead. That gets dumped in by Caleb Robert, and Robert and Dallin go off for their change, so Caleb Ramus's line can come on. Ramus chasing after Caruso, forcing him to send that puck down. It goes to Denman. Denman dumps it in deep. Back to get it, Corbin Willis. It's not going to come out, though. Held in by Ryan Long. Long challenged by O'Hagan. Puck comes out back to Ryan Long from the sideline. That goes off the leg of Caleb O'Hagan. O'Hagan forcing Long back into his own zone. Long sends that puck to the other side of the open ice. Back in the zone now. Jackson Smith centering pass, reaching Ramus, not able to get it. Reaching back, Max Delport, and he's able to clear that into the neutral zone. Corbin Willis trying to turn this puck back. Misses both Delport and Long. Caruso, though, able to send that up. Jackson Smith collects it, passes it over to Corbin Willis. Willis off the glass, hits O'Hagan in the back. O'Hagan turns and fires. Caruso catches that in the slot, passes it to Ryan Long, and that gets sent down. It went through and touched off of Corbin Willis, though, so no icing. Van Brocklin picks this up, rips this all the way around. Ryan Long chasing after it. He's not going to get it. No icing, though. Long sends that back into the corner. Robert and Schneid going after it. Schneid gets to it first, backhands it up for J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy in the neutral zone, getting back-checked by James Law. And we've got a delayed penalty against Caleb Robert and the Ontario Bay Storm. Oh, and the official's whispering, so I don't know what it is. I'll have to wait and hear what the public address announcer says. It's we got 5.5 seconds to go in this period. Time of the penalty, 16:55 on number 5. Caleb Robert gets a 2-minute minor for either a cross-check or an interference. And that'll do it. Yep, I did not catch what the public address announcer said, but after one period of play, it is West Genesee 3, Ontario Bay 0. Oh, and he just announced what the penalty was. I didn't hear it. So make sure you like and subscribe so that you know every time West Genesee goes live, you'll get alerted, and all you got to do is just press that little pop-up, and you'll be able to watch the game live and for free. I am the Dan Dallin, a positive influence, and we'll be back with fresh ice in about 10 minutes. We're changed directions. Ontario Bay, the visiting team in the black sweaters, going from left to right. West Genesee, the home team in the white sweaters, going from right to left. West Genny brings that puck into the offensive zone right off the faceoff in the trapezoid with it. Parker Berg drops us back for Ryan Long. Long from behind the net passes it out to the point for McCarthy. McCarthy center point for Matthew Schneid. Schneid skates it over, feeds us over at the hash boards for Delport. Back to Schneid, over to McCarthy. McCarthy going in. Dallin pries that puck free like he's opening a can of tuna fish. And Cameron sends that puck all the way down the length of the ice. Remember, Ontario Bay is on the penalty kill. And here come the Wildcats. McCarthy, cross-ice pass to Delport. Delport over the blue line, skates that puck in, checked into the boards by Van Brocklin, and he tries firing it out, and I think it hit somebody on the West Genny bench. Hard to tell where that went out. I guess it went out inside the zone. Connor DeMott taking the face-off against Ryan Long. Long wins the draw, gets his puck to Delport. Delport sends this back to the point for Schneid. Schneid goes over to center point, feeds this to McCarthy. McCarthy back to Schneid. Schneid skates this across the center point again and gives it over to Delport. Back to Schneid, over to McCarthy. They're just looking to find one. Aiden's going to shift the wrong way, so they've got an opening to take a shot. That one almost went out. Young hockey players, future West Genny teammates, watching the game from behind the glass. Stephen Wheeler passes this puck up to Caleb Ramus, who dumps that in. Picked up by Braden Carvel, sends this around, held in by Corbin Willis. Willis gets checked, battling for that puck. Ramus, puck comes loose. Matthew Schneid, I think it was, grabs it. There's a shot by Ramus. Glove save, Donovan Whistle. Face off to the right side of Whistle. Caleb Ramus taking it for Ontario Bay. Matthew Schneid comes away with the puck. Pushes it into the neutral zone. Tipped ahead by Delport. Delport working his way around. Centering pass is blocked by Ramus. Picked up by Stephen Wheeler. Wheeler, short skate out. Tried passing that across. Goes off the leg of Delport. Delport presses it up against the boards right at the blue line. Trying to keep that puck in. Trying to gain possession of it. Comes into the neutral zone. Schneid passes it back to Ryan Long. Long goes to the other side to Angelo Caruso. And Angelo dumps that puck in deep. The teams are at full strength. Potter passes that puck out for Wheeler. Gets tipped by Caruso in over the end line. Ryan Long sends this back behind the net. Shot back out for Caruso to get it into the neutral zone. Collected there by Grant Harris. He can't pass this past J.J. McCarthy, though. That was almost an offside. Wheeler at the blue line. Noah Hotailing pulls this puck out. Grabbing it, though, and cycling it back in. Max Delport. Delport turns, takes that shot, misses, goes off the corner. Chase Denman gets it. Not able to keep it, though. Stephen Wheeler fires that up, goes off Grant Harris's skate right to Noah Hotailing. Hotailing in. Tried taking that shot, gets blocked, still battling in the corner. Hotailing has that puck pressed up against the boards, and Angelo Caruso has Noah Hotailing pressed up against the boards. Puck comes free, battling for it, Liam Hoskins. Punched out, and Ontario Bay not able to get a shot off. Comes out. Willis holds that from the center point position, fires it right back in. Angelo Caruso grips it and rips it. Not enough juice on it. Chase Denman comes back and sends this into the neutral zone. Soft pass from Van Brocklin to Grant Harris. Harris threads the needle over to Noah Verkstis. Verkstis into the O-zone. Tried to make a fancy play. Not able to do it. Ryan Long comes away with that puck. He gets checked off of it. Van Brocklin picks this up in his end, rips this across, misses Dallin. Caruso swings and misses. Puck comes to Corbin Willis. Now it's fed over to Dallin. Cameron trying to get to open ice. Ryan Long trying to cut him off. And Dallin's taken out by 2 Wildcats. That's just crazy talk right there. Corbin Willis back to pick this puck up in front of Aiden. Willis going all the way down, dumps that puck into the corner, goes behind the net, played on by Cam Testa. Willis fires that back in, and that is grabbed and held onto by Donovan Whistle. Face off to the left side of Donovan. Caleb Ramus taking a draw, punches that into the corner, picked up by Hunter Briggs. Briggs turns and fires this. No icing, it's on net. Played to the corner, picked up by Greg Wood. Wood looking for it between his legs, sends this towards the goal. Braden Carvel puts it on net. Save made by Aiden Terry, back behind the net. Now comes out in front, swept away by Connor Leduc, picked up by Caleb O'Hagan. O'Hagan skates this across the ice, bounce pass off the boards, no icing, waved off, back to get it, Caruso and Briggs. Briggs takes it, sends it back, held in at the point by Andrew Gardner, but it gets deflected. Coming back is Greg Wood. Wood pushed to the side, snapshot, save made, and Connor Leduc gets that puck into the neutral zone, picked up by Cam Testa. Testa turns around, dumps this in, goes off the end board to the corner. Gardner over to pick it up for Ontario Bay. He sends this behind the net for Connor Leduc. Leduc trying to bounce this out, and it's caught by Jackson Smith and now picked up by Logan DeWaters. DeWaters and Leduc battling. Smith not able to get that out. Caught at the blue line by Cam Testa. Fires it on net. Save made. Rebound goes into the corner. Logan DeWaters takes this up to the hash mark. Puck drops down, and it is grabbed by Caleb Ramus. Ramus trying to pass this up for O'Hagan. Jackson Smith fell down behind the play again. He may want to sharpen that edge a little bit. Puck played off the far wall by Cam Testa. Sends this behind his goal. Bounce pass. Corbin Willis not able to keep it, grab it, but Connor DeMott holds this in. This puck gets passed by DeMott. Logan DeWaters backhands this against the board. Sammy Vormwald off the wall. Picked up now by Ethan Potter. Potter dumps this puck down. Played on by Mason McAloon. McAloon fires it back behind his net. Stepping up is Corbin Willis. Van Brocklin waits for the puck to get to him, so Sammy Vormwald cuts it off. Puck's in the corner. Van Brocklin and Vormwald going after it. Coming in to help out and grab that puck. Parker Berg goes off the back of the net. DeMott trying to get it. Willis over to Wheeler. Wheeler gets this out. Turned back in by Ryan Dalton. West Jenny's offsides. They have to check up on. Now they do, and the puck comes right to him. Here's Matthew Schneid. Schneid in. Nice job by Van Brocklin, forcing Schneid to go back behind the net. Wheeler there battling for him. Coming over, Connor DeMott checks him from behind. And out with the puck, Stephen Wheeler taken out by Ryan Dalton. Dalton trying to reach for that puck, so is Schneid. Comes away, Wheeler able to sweep that out into the neutral zone. Dumped in by Mason McAloon. On the far side, puck picked up by Ethan Potter. Potter snaps this ahead, and it's on net. No icing. Rebound picked up by Hunter Cole. He goes down in the corner. Stephen Wheeler passes over to Ethan Potter. He couldn't get a shot off. Puck is dancing at the top center point. Now it comes out into the neutral zone with West Genesee's Max Delport. Delport fires that puck in. Schneider picks it up behind the net. Just Schneid, not Schneider. That's a totally different person. Back out into West Genesee end is going to be an icing. And we'll bring the face-off down by Aiden Terry and the Ontario Bay end of the arena at Shove Park. Oh, looks like we have to go to the official that's holding the puck. That's how you know where the faceoff is. Face-off won by Ontario Bay. Connor LeDuc fires this back behind for Noah Verxes. Verxes snaps this out through the neutral zone, picked up by Noah Hoteling. Hoteling sends this into the corner so he can go to work. Harrison Walker grabs that puck first, races it behind the net, fires it up along the boards, and this comes all the way down. No icing. It's waved off. Battling for it is Chase Denman and Cameron Bassler. Bassler opted to play the body. Puck comes out. Grant Harris has it, and it goes to Bassler. Bassler feeds it through for Law. They're saying Law tipped it, so no icing, but he wasn't able to catch it. Ryan Long picks this up off the backboard, fires it out. Connor LeDuc grabs that puck. Nobody has that puck. Denman fires it on net. Terry pushes it to the corner for LeDuc. 7.5 minutes. We are halfway through, more than halfway through this game. Angelo Caruso turns his puck back, feeds it to Braden Carvel. Carvel loses it. James Law over the blue line, and he misses that puck. Recovers, centers it, and it is picked up by Greg Wood. Here comes Woody over the blue line. Sends this up forward for Colby Reinhardt. He puts this on net, and that is pinned against the outside of the goal by Aiden Terry. 7:05 remaining in the second period, still 3-0 in favor of the Wildcats here on senior night for West Genesee. Law in for the face-off. And that's taken away by Braden Carvel. Nice shot save made. Cameron Dallin picks this puck up on the far side. Dallin, has that poked away by Caruso. Gets it back, though, up to Robert. Caleb sends this puck in, picked up by Ryan Long. Long in front of his goal. Has Law there, fires this off the boards to get it up for Greg Wood. Wood comes up. Wood, shot, goal over the right shoulder of Aiden Terry. Greg Wood. His first point of the game. I'm not exactly sure who passed that puck over to him, so we'll see who's credited with the assists. But nice goal by Greg Wood, finding the hole over the right shoulder of Aiden Terry. West Jenny takes control of this puck off the face-off. Caruso snaps this off the boards for Berg. Well, nobody passed that to Greg Wood. It is an unassisted goal for Greg Wood, number 16. Time of the goal, 10:20 of the second period. West Genesee Wildcats lead the Ontario Bay Storm by a score of 4-0. West Jenny picks this puck up, passed out to Parker Berg. Berg forces his way around Connor LeDuc. That centering pass gets deflected, picked up by Connor DeMott. DeMott near side. Almost lost it. Regains possession, has himself reset, sends that puck off the boards. LeDuc not able to catch up to it. Hoteling feeds this to DeMott. DeMott tried to get this around Parker Berg, didn't put enough mustard on it. Parker Berg coming back, not getting there in time. Yes, he is. Here's Parker Berg shoveling that puck ahead. He's got Dylan Van Brocklin to get ahead of, and Van Brocklin gets a piece of it, and I think it went off the butt end of Aiden Terry's stick as well. Connor LeDuc grabs that puck off the boards, picked up by Max Delport. Delport in deep centering pass off the stick of Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin hit from behind by J.J. McCarthy. Ethan Potter not having anything to do with that. And now Potter's going to go to the bench as well. Well, it was almost a power play. Referees having a discussion. Really, it's to see if there was intent to hurt or not, or intent to injure, I should say, whether that hit from behind is going to be 2 or 4 or 5 minute. And then a roughing, I would imagine, against Ethan Potter. They're both minors. We're going to have 5 on. Oh, no, it's a major penalty on J.J. McCarthy. So West Genesee penalty number 2, J.J. McCarthy, 5-minute major for a hit from behind. Number 2, 5-minute major, hit from behind. Ontario Bay penalty number 13, Ethan Potter, 2-minute minor for roughing. Number 13, 2 minutes rough. Time of the minor penalty and major penalty, 11:49. We will have 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes, and then it'll be a 3-minute power play for Ontario Bay. There's a face-off, won by Law. Puck goes to Connor Leduc. We got Leduc, Law, Dallin, and Willis on the ice for Ontario Bay. For West Genesee, it's Schneid, Briggs, Delport, and there he turned around. Testa on the ice. Puck's down in the zone. Law had it for a moment. Delport grabs it. Delport skating, trying to skate away from Law. Law back checking as hard as he can. Hits Schneid. Puck goes to Delport. Delport into the offensive end. Shot wide of the net. Rebound. Grabbed by Matthew Schneid. He gets checked by Law. Connor Leduc gets this puck, and it goes off the stanchion. Comes right to James Law. Law breakout pass to Dallin. Dallin's just got tested a beat. Dallin looks like he's skating on ice. He was slipping. His feet weren't moving. His puck lifted into the air by Max Delport. Lands in the neutral zone. Caleb Ramus on the ice now for Ontario Bay. He's wrapped up by Matthew Schneid. Puck comes to Corbin Willis. Willis off the boards, in it deep. That's going to be an icing because the teams are even. 4:02 remaining in the period. 51 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4 before the 3 minutes of the player advantage begins for Ontario Bay. Chase Denman taking a face-off. He's got Tommy Stanton with him, as well as Harrison Walker and Hunter Cole. On the ice for Ontario Bay, Connor DeMott, Caleb Ramus, Andrew Gardner, and Connor Leduc. Puck comes back to the point for Hunter Cole. Fires, save made. Connor DeMott grabs this off the boards, skates it out as he's checked by Chase Denman. Puck comes back in, grabbed by Gardner. Gardner off the wall for DeMott. DeMott and Cole get a little piece of it. Puck goes all the way down. And the puck comes back to the Ontario Bay zone. Connor Leduc taking his time. 20 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. Chase Denman trying to keep him honest. Passes across to Ramus. Ramus loses that puck. Chase Denman with it. Denman from behind the net. Puck is kicked away by Andrew Gardner. Gardner rips this around. Cole winding up. Shot, and that gets deflected off the glass. Drops down. Connor DeMott went in with one arm. Tommy Stanton goes with two. He wins the battle. Puck goes back. Andrew Gardner has it. Ontario Bay's on the power play. Connor Leduc looks exhausted out there. I think he's been out there for 4 minutes already. Here's Hunter Cole. Shot, save made. And that goes up and hits the netting. We'll have a face-off in the zone. Leduc is absolutely gassed. I can't believe he's been on the ice for as long as he has. Finally going to get to sit down. West Jenny doing a great job of staying fresh. Their bench is slightly longer. Sammy Vormwald taking a face-off against James Law. Vormwald draws this puck back to Berg. Shot goes into traffic and is blocked. Ethan Potter sends this around to the far side. Dallin waits for it. Now he skates it up, passes it across to Potter. Potter off the boards into the corner, back in behind the net. Angelo Caruso gets to it first before James Law. Now Dallin has it, draws this back at the hash mark, top of the face-off circle, sends this into Law. Over to Van Brocklin, fires this across for Potter. Potter stick breaks. Dallin in, shot, and a sliding Sammy Vormwald blocks that puck, and it gets deflected, goes up into the netting. Potter's blade made it past the goal much further than the puck did. So Ethan Potter, here's a $200 game for Ethan. Law taking the face off against DeWaters. DeWaters pulls this puck back, battle for it over the end line, and this comes up, gets by Connor DeMott, goes all the way down. Ethan Potter chases it down and picks this up. 2 minutes ago in the period, 149 in the player advantage for Ontario Bay. Leduc, hard time catching that pass. He probably still needs a little more rest. Sends this off the boards for Dallin. Cameron brings this in, tries making his move towards the goal, gets blocked by Braden Carvel, and the Wildcats ice the puck again. Played on by Aiden Terry, stalls it behind the net for Ethan Potter. Potter coming up on the near side. He's got Logan DeWaters in front of him, passes over to Connor Leduc. Leduc catches it on his backhand, runs in trouble with Caruso. Leduc squeezes this by Braden Carvel, goes into the corner, picked up by Ryan Long. Long stops short because he saw Caleb Robert. James Law the other way. Caruso fires it, blocked by Leduc. Leduc rips this towards the goal, tipped by Robert. Goes to the corner. Caleb over to get it. Caleb sends this behind the net. Law has it, sends this over to Dallin at the hash mark. Cameron, top of the circle. Shot blocked in front by Ryan Long. Loose puck out in front, and it is picked up. Logan DeWaters chases it down, and he's going to send that down the length of the ice. The last minute of play of the second period. We got 40 seconds to go in the player advantage, 51 in the period. Potter sends this up off the board. Robert looks like he got stuck. Puck picked up by Greg Wood. Wood checked into the boards by Dallin. Robert not able to get it. Coming back, Chase Denman picks this puck up. Denman coming down with the puck, weaving his way, gets around Caleb Robert. Denman into the offensive end. Connor Leduc able to poke that puck away. Hit back by James Law. Leduc has it. 10 seconds in the power play. Here comes Connor Leduc. Gets this around Denman, sends his puck in deep. Picked up by Wes Jenny, and the teams return to full strength. Loose puck in the neutral zone, 7 seconds to go in the period. Caleb Robert not able to get his stick down. Nice stick lift by Hunter Cole. And Cole's the last person to touch that puck this period. After 2 periods of play, it is Ontario Bay Storm 0, West Genesee Wildcats 4. Shots on goal are a ridiculously lot amount for West Genesee and barely a few for Ontario Bay. So from Shove Park, after 2 periods, West Genny 4, Ontario Bay 0, here at senior night for West Genesee Wildcats. I am the Dan Dallin, a positive influence, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes with fresh ice. All right, hockey fans, third and final period about to begin. West Genesee on the ice. Donovan Whistle chopping up the ice in the crease to slow the puck down. I'm pretty sure he's just building a wall there right along the goal line, as is Aiden Terry at the other end. West Genesee 4 goals, Ontario Bay 0. Shots on goal, West Genny with 16, Obey with 10. On the ice to start the third period for West Genesee at center, Braden Carvel, number 8. Left wing is number 16, Greg Wood. Right wing, number 19, Colby Reinhardt. On defense, the pair is number 20, Angelo Caruso, and number 4, Ryan Long. For Ontario Bay, you got James Law at center, Caleb Robert at right wing, Cameron Dallin at left wing. On defense, Connor Leduc and Dylan Van Brockland. Braden Carvel picks that puck up, brings it back into the zone. Van Brockland able to get that out off the boards. Fired right back in by Ryan Long. This goes back into the trapezoid. Van Brockland gets a piece of it. Law battling in the corner. Puck scoots through the trapezoid, chased down by Greg Wood. Out in front now. Picked up by Van Brockland. Fires it up to Caleb Robert. Robert in the neutral zone. Oh, and the puck gets stuck in a puddle. Oh, that's the tough thing about being first shift out at the beginning of a period. The ice isn't always dry yet. Connor Leduc using his body to guard that puck from Sammy Vormwald. Fires it in, picked up by Ryan Long. Long passes it up to Vormwald. Vormwald can't catch it. Leduc sends this back, and turning and trying to rip it in was Connor DeMott. Didn't go real far. Caruso gets that out. Grabbed by DeMott. He sends this back in. And Ontario Bay does not check up on sides properly. As they do, Ryan Long sends this puck out for Parker Berg. Berg shot, glove save, Aiden Terry. .15:40 remaining in the period. Lining up for the faceoff, Parker Berg sends this right at the net, goes wide left, high in the air, picked up in the corner. Sammy Vormwald rips this back behind the net for DeWaters. DeWaters still with it at the hash mark, sends this back in deep, picked up by Ontario Bay. Dylan Van Brockland skates this across, fires this up, tries leading Noah Hotailing. Hotailing can't get to a great stick lift by Harrison Walker. Back behind the net, Walker able to pick it up, gets this away. Oh no, caught in another puddle. Connor DeMont gets it, sends this back. Walker, with his eyes still on the puck, carries it out of the zone into the neutral zone. Harrison Walker brings this in on the right side. Shot wide left off the backboard, picked up by Hotailing. No, he's just chasing after it. It's collected by Parker Berg. Comes all the way back into his zone, swings and misses. That was a nice fake out move. Nobody fell for it. Here's Caleb Ramis. Oh, he goes down, tries passing to DeMott. The puck goes up and over Walker. He recovers, tries feeding this out for Berg. And everybody just wants to settle down for a moment and remember what physics is. You got to obey gravity, folks. It is the law. Here's number 20. Jackson Smith brought that over. Puts on a nice check there. Centering pass made by Caleb O'Hagan, picked off. Now that's grabbed by Cameron Basler and ended up hitting Jackson Smith. He couldn't find it. Here's Matthew Schneid, feeds that puck up for J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy sends this along the boards in the corner to put Schneid to work, drops it back from McCarthy. Shot, save made. Rebound comes up to the point. Hunter Briggs with it, takes another shot, and that's gobbled up by the belly of Aiden Terry. (18-10) shots on goal now. Face-off sent ahead. Dallin trying to get it, trying to get behind Cam Testa. Guarding it with his body, drops this back to the point for Law. Law back to Dallin. Dallin to Law. Law couldn't get the shot off good enough. Tipped away by Donovan Whistle. From the point, Leduc, save, Whistle. Law goes back to get it, curls around, fired again, save, rebound is gobbled up by Donovan, the Hungry Hungry Hippo whistle. Looked just like the blue Hungry Hungry Hippo as he scooped that puck back into his belly. Law taking the face-off against Liam Hoskins. Law drives his puck towards the end line, comes around at the corner looking for somebody to be open, and gets it across, and Robert couldn't get his stick down. Leduc shovels his puck forward. Law in the corner with Hunter Briggs. Law trying to shake off Briggs one way, then the other. Leaves that puck behind, goes back to get it. Briggs has it, and now its puck is picked up by Liam Hoskins. Hoskins on the far side, states that puck up at the blue line, hits the referee. That'll teach it to blow the whistle. Hoskins has to pass this back to Testa. Testa rips this forward to Tommy Stanton. He got enough of it to wave off the icing. Cameron Basler picks that up for Ontario Bay, skates this up, gets checked from behind, loses that puck, taken by Tommy Stanton. Stanton in the corner. Leduc fires this back up, and it's held by Hoskins. Hoskins looking for somebody to pass to, dumps his puck back in for somebody else to go to work. Connor Leduc for Ontario Bay puts this at the hash mark. He was going to skate by it and let Dallin get it, but Dallin's a forward and he's the defenseman, so that did not work out very well. From the point, Braden Carvel fires this in deep in the trapezoid. Colby Reinhart with it out in front. Shot taken, and Greg Woods got to skate after it behind the net. Sends this back to the trapezoid for Braden Carvel. Carvel gets hit in the corner, recovers, has that puck on the far side. Centering pass up to the dot. Shot fired by Wood, misses. Rides the corner all the way down. Ryan Dalton passes this across for Testa. Testa skates up. He gets checked down by Noah Verks. This puck trickles up to Braden Carvel. Now it comes back through the neutral zone to Mason McAloon. McAloon to Dalton. Dalton moves this up. Now it gets turned back. Ryan sends this forward again, and he's going to go off for his change. And tonight. Oh, a high stick. So Ontario Bay played that puck with the stick over the shoulder. We'll have a face-off in the Ontario Bay zone. 11:46 to go in this game. Face-off won by West Jenny. That shot by Parker Berg goes off the mark. Comes back, Berg at the top of the circle, sends this into the corner, centering pass for DeWaters. Nothing doing there. There's a save by Aiden Terry. That puck gets lifted out into the neutral zone. Connor DeMott not able to catch up to it. Ryan Long dumps this back in. Dylan Van Brockland from the trapezoid tries clearing it out. Ripped back in by West Jenny, and that gets covered up by Aiden Terry. Face-off taken by Logan DeWaters for West Jenny. He wins it, comes back, shot, save made. Rebound goes off to the boards. Berg picks it up, sends it into the corner. Sammy Vormwald there trying to play on it. Ontario Bay pulling that puck out. Caleb Ramis passes it up for Ethan Potter. Potter couldn't keep that puck as it's knocked away by Caruso. Racing after it, Logan DeWaters comes into the middle. Now it's deflected back into the neutral zone. Caruso coming after it. Angelo picks this puck up. Had Potter on him. Passed it over to Ryan Long. Long fires this. Long. And how is that? Oh, it didn't go over the line. No icing. Ryan Long from the corner sends this off the boards, and that's going to be icing. And we'll bring the face-off back down by Donovan Whistle. And the scoreboard, where West Genesee leads 4-0 here in the third period. It's 8:01. Do you know where your children are? Face-off won by West Jenny. Schneid gets that out through the neutral zone. Connor DeMott back, picks that puck up, goes into his trapezoid, stops short where he feels safe. Passes this up to the blue line for Caleb Robert, deflected off of him, and we've got a slash on James Law. Oh, and Law disagrees. Ontario Bay penalty, number 8, James Law. 2-minute minor for slashing. Number 8, 2 minutes slash. Time of the minor penalty, 6:45 of the third period. And it's a Wildcat power play. West Genesee with this puck, setting it up. Matthew Schneid at the top, passes this over, comes right back to him. Delport pressed up against the boards by Ramus. Delport recovers, has that puck, drops it off for Schneid at the point. Schneid likes it much better from the middle. Skates over there, gives that to McCarty. There's a shot, oh, deflected, goes into the corner. Connor DeMott picks it up, and he's able to get this out into the zone. And at the very least, West Genesee's got to check up on sides. Schneid carries this back in. He's got DeMott on him. DeMott takes out Matthew Schneid. Coming over to get the puck, Parker Berg feeds this back for Delport. Delport looking, gets it to Schneid. Schneid's the one with all the snow on him from when he fell down. That goes off Terry, off the corner. Delport with it, back to Schneid. Matthew feeds this over to McCarthy. McCarthy puts this in for Long. Back to Schneid now. Schneid fires this in, save made. Rebound picked up by Berg. Berg back to Schneid. Schneid high. Oh, just over the net. I thought he snuck that one in. That one goes off the skate of Delport into the neutral zone, collected by J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy crisscrosses over the blue line, feeds this to Long. Long in the corner, back to McCarthy. McCarthy feeds this to Schneid. Schneid steps up, oh, snapshot. Ends up being a pass to Long, through the legs, and a goal! Ryan Long from Matthew Schneid. A power play goal for West Genny. Okay, so that puck was actually punched in by number 26, Max Delporte, assisted by number 4, Ryan Long, from number 11, Matthew Schneid. 26 from 4 from 11, time of the West Genesee Wildcats power play goal, 8:29 of the third period, and they lead 5-0. Liam Hoskins taking the face-off against Noah Hoteling. Hoteling pulls this puck back, stepping up Chase Denman, battling against Andrew Gardner. Obey able to send that puck back in. Walker goes a long way around the net to get to that puck. Trying to clear it out. Puck grabbed by Grant Harris. Puts this into the middle for Hoteling. Hoteling shovels this over to the bottom of the face-off circle now and leaves it there as he's checked into the corner. Battle along the boards. Puck goes in deep. Hunter Cole rips this behind the net on the far side. Tommy Stanton trying to send this out. Connor LeDuc able to hold it in. Not for very long now. Hoteling feeds this across for, Gardner. Gardner gets checked from behind by Liam Hoskins. I just don't like to see that. Not at this level. Not all of these high school players know how to deliver or receive a check in that manner. That's why it's so dangerous. Cam Testa fires that down. No icing. Connor LeDuc sends this back behind the net. Chasing after it, Andrew Gardner. Gardner fires this all the way the length. No icing again. Well, these referees must have a late dinner appointment. They're just letting this time tick, tick, tick away. Braden Carvel skating down with this puck. Trips over the blue line. Notorious for that happening. Well, maybe it wasn't the blue line that tripped him. Apparently, it was Caleb Ramus, number 21 of Ontario Bay. Ontario Bay penalty, number 21, Caleb Ramus. 2-minute minor for tripping, number 21, 2 minutes trip. Time of the minor penalty, 10:27 of the third period, and it's a West Genesee power play. J.J. McCarthy able to keep that away from James Law. Law trying to battle, though, still grabs this puck and is able to get it out off, even though Max Delporte extended every ounce of effort he possibly could. Schneid feeds that forward, brought into the O zone by Parker Berg. Drops it back, now Schneid has it again. Schneid feeds this over to Delporte. Delporte sends this into the corner for Berg. Berg loses it. Loose puck, and going over to get it is Delporte, and he lets Berg pick it up. Berg passes over to McCarthy, up to Schneid. Schneid shot, and it went off of Aiden's glove into the netting, and then caught out of the air by a West Jenny player. I wasn't sure. I thought Aiden had caught it at first, but it wasn't in his glove. I was mildly confused. Connor DeMont taking a face-off for Ontario Bay. Face-off won by West Genesee. Max Delporte with the puck gives this to Matthew Schneid. Schneid back to Delporte. Shot fired, save made, Aiden Terry. 54 seconds remaining in the player advantage for West Genesee. Here's Schneid with the puck off the faceoff. Center point, fires it on the right side. It was wide, scooped up by Aiden. 46 seconds remaining in the player advantage. 5:18 remaining in the game. DeMott pulls that puck back, goes back behind the net. Leduc sends this over to the corner. He gets cut off, though, by Colby Reinhardt. And I have no idea what happened there. Oh, the puck went off the netting. Okay. As you may or may not know, I'm at the other end of the ice here, and, well, I'm a little older today than I was yesterday. James Law taking the face-off against Logan DeWaters. DeWaters pulls this back, shoved forward by Ryan Dalton. Puck goes into the corner. Dallin with it, trying to feed it out. It gets deflected off of Dalton and goes out of play. We'll have another face-off in the zone. 23 seconds remaining in the player advantage for West Genesee, also known as a power play. DeWaters and Law. DeWaters gets his puck over to Vormwalt. A shot save made. Rebound picked up by Huff in the corner. Jenny from the bottom of the circle, another save by Aiden Terry. Puck comes loose, comes over against the wall. Ryan Dalton with it, fires this into the corner. Ripped around by Dylan Van Brocklen, held in by Jamison Huff. He rips that back into the end boards. Van Brocklen again, backhands this up along the boards. Able to get this out into the neutral zone, ripped on net by Ryan Dalton. Teams return to full strength. Ontario Bay trying to come back right out of the box. There's a shot, Law, right into the glove of Donovan Whistle. Here's a face-off to the left side of Whistle. Connor DeMott able to turn that into a shot. Ethan Potter gets that to DeMott. Puck is on the side of the net. Battle for it, reaching back Whistle. He loses his stick in the process. Now he's going to reach back and get it as West Jenny comes out with this puck. Will Pfeiffer in deep, backhand centering pass. Battle for it in the crease, and Aiden Terry's got it covered up. 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in this game. The opportunity for Ontario Bay to mount a comeback is waning. It's like that tiny sliver of a moon that looks like a fingernail. That's how much of a chance they seem to have right now. West Jenny centering pass gets deflected by Connor Leduc. Noah Verkstis going into the corner. Idris taken out. Corbin Willis trying to shovel that puck out, not able to, turn back in by Will Pfeiffer. Will Pfeiffer, a sophomore. Battle for that puck in the trapezoid, goes over to the corner. And skating that out. Noah Hoteling feeds it up to Grant Harris. Nice stick lift by Angelo Caruso. Learn a lot from this senior defenseman. Caruso into the corner, centering pass, nobody there but Noah Verkstis of Ontario Bay. Verkstis passes this out into the neutral zone. Grant Harris abandons the puck to take a head-on-head check with Jamison Huff. That centering pass goes through the legs of everybody. James Law picks it up. Law sends this off the boards for himself to pick up in the far corner. Law checked by Sammy Vormwald. Loose puck. Grant Harris going after it. Ryan Long. Long comes away with it. He's attacked by Law. Law takes him out. Vormwald comes back. Tries clearing this puck up. Held in by Van Brocklin. Shot fired. Kick save. Whistle in the corner. Dallin tries centering. Caruso catches it. Able to clear that out. Van Brocklin recollects Ontario Bay in the neutral zone. Gets this puck over to Law. Pops up. Robert fires this over to the far corner. Dallin trying to get that before Long. Long able to just get it first. Long takes this into the corner. Snaps this up along the boards. Goes out into the neutral zone. Sebastian Guile doing a good job of forechecking there. Dallin trying to get around Vormwald, but can't. That puck came out of the zone. Ontario Bay's got to check up while they're trying. Greg Woods going down with the puck. Greg Wood getting attacked by Caleb Ramis. And nobody knows where that puck is, so we'll blow the whistle. 1:46 remaining in this game, and the odds of Ontario Bay getting 6 goals in 1 minute and 46 seconds has got to be astronomically not in their favor. We don't know what the odds are because you can't bet on high school sports. That would be ridiculous. Tommy Stanton taking a face off. Oh, he fell down. There's a shot on net. Save made. Rebound picked up by Jackson Smith of Ontario Bay. Turned back in the neutral zone by Ryan Dalton. He sends this in deep. Off the side of the net, and Aiden Terry's going to cover it up for another face-off. Minute 32 to go in this game. Tommy Stanton for the face-off. Puck goes to the corner. Sebastian Guile over there trying to wrap that puck up, sends it into the trapezoid, now into the corner, feeds this puck up to Jackson Smith. Smith pops it out, and Seabass almost able to grab that and fire it forward. Oh, and it's a goal! Turning and shooting, Greg Wood with his second goal of the game. That's 2 goals today for Greg Wood. Face-off won by Noah Hoteling. Hoteling takes us into the circle. Shot blocker save by Whistle. Puck comes up off the board, at the half boards. West Jenny feeding this puck out. Nolan Carvel feeds it over to his left side for Will Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer shot. Save made. Rebound comes all the way up to the point. Played on Cam Testa. So the time of Greg Wood's goal for West Genesee, 15:46 of the third period. I did not catch who got the assist. In the neutral zone, Connor Hayden with the puck brings us into the offensive end and loses it as he tries turning away from James Law. He lays down to cover that puck up. We've got less than 30 seconds to go. Loose puck grabbed by Dallin. Dallin wants the Bruin whistles shutout. Oh, and that puck gets kicked away by Hunter Cole. He didn't even know how good of a defenseman he was being. Cole clears that puck up, ripped back in by Corbin Willis. 5 seconds to go, and Harrison Walker is going to be the last person to play this puck in regulation. This one ends in a victory for West Genesee Wildcats on senior night as they score 6 goals to Ontario Bay's 0. Goals scored. We got J.J. McCarthy with the first goal of the game. Second goal scored by Parker Berg. Third goal scored Mason McAloon. Fourth and sixth goals scored by Greg Wood. And goal number 5 was put in the back of the net by Max Del Porte. A great game, great sportsmanship. Lots of smiling faces on the ice between the players, between the coaches. That means that both teams played excellent, clean games. You can't be disappointed when you lose to a better team. You can't be disappointed when you beat a team and they actually did not get chippy. So all around, this was an excellent game to watch. Lots of friendships on this ice. I know many of the players from both teams play with each other or have played with each other over the summers. West Genesee lining up for their customary thank you to their fans here on senior night. And there they are. Always nice to be appreciated. Again, this one ends up a West Genny victory. That puts them momentarily tied for... No, that puts them in first place right now, momentarily, and pending the outcome of Rome Free Academy and Syracuse's games tonight, West Genesee may be in first place when you wake up tomorrow morning. Check out Section 3 to know for sure. From Shove Park in Camillus, I am the Dan Dallin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day, make it a great day.